Hey everybody, JB back with you once again, and welcome to Let's Play JBLP1. We're on level 131, the totally unfair level, called Skydivers Maze. And this one has a couple of interesting things about it. Let's just read the hint first, I guess. Jump out of the plane and maneuver through the clouds to the ground below. All blue walls are real. So the premise of this level is that you're supposed to guide a block all the way down to here. That way you can exit over there. Sounds pretty simple, but what's really interesting about this is that the ice, water, and blue walls all come together to make some paths that are kind of one way in nature. So you'll see here, like, I could go this way, but then as soon as I get over here and I'm forced down this way, this area down here is kind of the no zone as far as like being able to get out of this, because once I get down to this row I'm pretty much stuck. Like, that's a dead end, so I can't actually make it down here. So what you have to figure out working backward is that you're actually supposed to come through this path right here, and the only way to get in is through this area on the right side. You can't come in down this way. There really isn't like a workable path to go through here. The only one that you can see here is already connected down here to the bottom. In fact, I don't even think you can do that, just because you would already be at the bottom anyway. So the real twist of this level, what you have to figure out, is that you're not actually supposed to use this block the entire time. The plane, which is what the shape is here that you just jumped out of, you're supposed to use this tip of the wing over here, and there's a random ice skate there, because why not, I guess. You're supposed to use this, and you can go into here a couple different ways. But this allows you to get some places that you wouldn't otherwise be able to reach. And thankfully a lot of the path finding from this point onward is fairly simple. Although I think I might have just screwed it up. Hang on. I think I might have jinxed it, everybody. Hang on a sec. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I messed that up. Let's start that over again. So you go there, do a little turnaround thingy. Let's see if we can get this without screwing everything up here. Oh, I see the right answer. You're supposed to go right over here. Yeah, the ice, like, splotches on the level really throw you in for a loop if you're not careful. You can tread upon familiar territory really easily, but what's in that familiar territory is usually the thing that makes it hard, because you think you've been there before. And then you have to switch blocks yet again over here in order to successfully cross over into the right path. So I remember this part. Go there. Oh, whoops. I keep failing at this. I definitely don't remember my own level very well, so that is on me. But yeah, this level was based on an escape level called skydiving / cloud maze. I think that was actually the verbatim title of it. And the shape of the plane was lifted directly from that. The maze itself, though, that level just had a very simple block guiding challenge, although it did still have the same twist of having to grab a block from the plane. But from that point onward, like, everything else here was very unique to CC, like all the ice paths and blue walls, and as part of the aesthetic, and the water is sort of the impassable barrier for the block. So yeah, I believe this path that does all this crossing here is the way forward. And this should, yeah, that leads us right to where we need to go. Alright, looks like we found it. Thankfully, this isn't like a super long path, it just needs to be traced properly, and once you figure out the twist of trading blocks around, it's not really that hard. I think if I made this level today, it would probably be scaled down just a tad. Not quite this big, so you didn't have to run around back and forth a bunch. But I still like what this does. Alright, Hodge Dodge. So this was a JL1 level. Oh, the other thing about the previous level I forgot to mention is it was the final level made for JL1, which is kind of interesting. Oh wait, whoops. I should probably do that first. There we go. So yeah, this level is a dodging themed variety level. And this first room, even some of the other rooms in the level, were based on, or at least inspired by David Knight's set, David K1. A lot of people don't know about that set, but it had some interesting ideas in it. And one of the ones that made a recurring appearance throughout the set was this idea of like cloning things that had to go into different locations, and you controlled where the clones went via like another cloner or a tank or something like that. This room, this teeth dodging area, was originally an invisible wall room, kind of similar to what would eventually be Blurry and Blind from Walls of CCLP3 that Josh made. But I changed them to regular walls for this level, or this version of the level. Alright, so I haven't read the hint yet, but I think it says, yeah, it says make sure you have the suction boots before proceeding any further. So this next area here, this is kind of a bit mean, but you have to just race down there before those blocks get you. You could see that, I guess, but that's not really, like, the most friendly thing. And now we got a bunch of blocks causing slide delay, so that's fun. I really like the way that that fireball weaves in throughout that room there. Even though there's like no weaving out of paths or anything, I still think it looks kind of cool. Okay, just got to be careful not to get clobbered by a fireball. I don't really like this item swapper. I feel like it goes on a little too long. Alright, there we go. Let's leave. And now for the other annoying room in the level, which is this. This is a tribute to Blockbuster. And I'm going to try to see if I can get these as close as I can, but they're probably going to be desynced anyway, thanks to slide delay. The good news is, thankfully, you got a lot of breathing room in this room. No! I totally jinxed that. I should not have said anything. Whoop. Let's try that again. There we go. So yeah, this level was also kind of a tribute to some of the levels I made when I was a kid. I had this weird fascination with, like, stuff that had ice paths separating a bunch of challenges out. That was always something I liked about some of the CC1 levels, like Playtime and Mix-Up, was that you had these, like, ice paths on the outside of the level. I don't know why I was so fascinated by that. I think I just thought it was neat because you basically got to see some of the level as you were whizzing by. And when I was a little kid and I first got access to Chip Edit growing up, one of the things that I did was make a lot of ice path levels. And I wish I still had those levels. I would totally release them now if I could. But yeah, these levels just had these ice paths that went everywhere, and I did not mean to hit the up key there. And I don't know, there was just something fun about riding them. I feel like I've been leading in a little on that for Walls of CCLP, or CC1. Just because there's so many levels that are either big or have really long corridors or things like that where you kind of have to fill space. Like, I hate filling space in levels when you don't have to. But as far as, like, getting full usage out of the walls, Like, I want to make sure that there's at least something there. At least in most cases. Alright, so now we are done with this room. Let's go back to our favorite room, this one. I think if I made this today, I would make it just a tad less repetitive. Like maybe 2 chips instead of 3. I guess it's not that bad. Or put it in the first half of the level. That's probably the better solution, let's be honest. Or maybe not put it in at all. Just do something different. Oh, the teeth's been cloning here. That's cool. Okay, let's do that. I gotta get this chip here from the blob before I exit. 2 tile wide corridors and blobs do not go well together. I do not recommend that if you're a designer. There we go. Hodge Dodge is complete. Not a level that I'm particularly fond of now, but I liked it back when I made it in JBLP1. Air Pocket. I forgot I had this late in the set. So yeah, this level eventually got into JBLP3, and it was placed fairly early. Like, it was in the just past the first third mark in the 50s in that set. And this level was also... So the previous level was named after, though not designed in any way after, a jetpack level. And this level was also named after, but has a layout similar to a jetpack level. And I think the title was supposed to represent that there's this, like, blank space outside the level, and then you go and explore inside, and it's meant to be like, yay, there's air in here, or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. So, the premise behind this is that you're supposed to get these blocks out and ultimately make just enough trips to do this item swappage here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out of here first. Hopefully I'm doing this correctly. And then I'm going to go this way through the top entrance this time. And then on the third trip, we'll come through that blue door. So that'll be interesting. Alright, so now I've got enough breathing room to get the fire boots. But in order to do that, I got to lead this teeth over somewhere else. So let's go ahead and take care of that next. We'll put him over here for now. Alright, so we'll get the fire boots. And let's see what we have next. I think there's a... Yeah, there's a blue key here. So this will enable us to get the green key down over here. So yeah, the main challenge of this level is just dealing with that teeth, which is not really all that bad. I shouldn't be saying that, because I feel like every time I say these things, I jinx the level. You've also got this, like, little block turnaround deal there. Alright, I'm gonna go... Okay, I can do that, I think. Okay, I'm gonna have to cross back in here anyway, but I think it'll be fine. Because ultimately, we're gonna have to get the teeth out again at the end to hold down a button for us. So once you get that tank drowned, you can then push this into the water, and then that allows you to do this little maneuver here. And that's Air Pocket. I really like that level a lot. It's not like it's really hard or anything, but I like what it does. Alright, Double Double. So this was a level idea I had for a while that I was really excited to make. I think this was around back in JBLP1, where I wanted to make a double maze, but a double maze, where you use toggle walls in addition to the different maze layers. And I don't know, I really liked the way this turned out. It's not like it's a really complex maze because there's only so much space you've got here. And you have to surround the chips with a certain type of toggle wall if you're going to make them accessible only via one maze. So that part, you know, kind of limits you in some respects. But I like the way it works. Each maze is a little bit different in terms of how it's structured. Well, not structured, but just like in terms of where the dead ends tend to lead. And how long each path is, that kind of thing. I guess that's structure, right? So hopefully we didn't miss anything there. Yep, looks like we're good. So let's go ahead and do this next. Go through here. Hang on, I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back. Sorry about that. So yeah, where were we? I think we're on the second maze out of the 4 here. And, how far did we get in this? Okay, we still have some stuff left here. So yeah, this level was one of those maze ideas that I was really excited to put together. It's been a while since I've made like a really good maze, and I guess this is the only way to exit, so we'll have to come back here later. I'm hoping to make one more for Walls of CC1. In fact, I started working on it, but I kind of put it aside for a little while. So I'll have to pick that back up soon. I haven't really made anything new for the set lately, just because I've been so crazy busy with work, and honestly, like I mentioned in the last video, I'm going to have to stop uploading videos on this channel soon. Like, I've gotten to the point now where it's just been overwhelming. That I have to let something go. Alright, so let's do this one. So yeah, I think after this Let's Play and the third Ace Attorney game, I'm gonna pretty much take a hiatus until things calm down a bit. So, just letting you all know in advance. Okay, this one's a little less difficult to navigate. I think we got most everything here. Yep, looks like we're good. Let's go to the next one. I hope they're all in this layer. Hopefully we didn't miss anything. That's interesting, those two are both there. And then these two are together as well. Alright, what do we miss? There's one here. Oh, there's one we missed in the other layer on this square parody layer. Okay, we're going to have to deal with that here. That's probably fine anyway, because we needed to press the toggle button another time before we headed back onto the other square parody layer. Or the squarity layer. Alright, so now let's just go down here. If I can find my way. Here we go. That is Double Double. Pretty fun level. It's not the craziest maze ever, but I like the idea. Ooh, stress fracture. So I suppose this is as good a time as any to mention a couple things. One is that I changed the layout of this so that it's fully open. There's no walls outside the maze, or the thing here. And the other thing is, spoiler alert, I made a sequel of sorts to this level for Walls of CC1, except it's a bit different. The premise, though, is very similar, where you have to guide something to somewhere. And, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Do I need to... Yeah, I need to make sure I don't pack that down quite yet. The good news is that you've got a clone machine to work with here, which helps a bit. There's also this area here where you can take you can put some fireballs and hold them in here until you're ready to use them. At least I think you can do that, at least before the yellow doors open. Okay, so I can just do this with no real consequence there. The only issue is I need to hit the toggle switch, though. That is the trick to this, is you gotta figure out how to maximize all your trips through all these areas. Alright, so now I gotta send this over here. So let's do that next. Yeah, I kind of like the more open-ended layout to this. I think it's a little friendlier. Oh, there's another button here. I forgot about that. Alright, so I'm going to make sure... First of all, let me make sure that the path is clear for that block. Also, this needs to be opened up. Does that trap button up top control this trap? Because I think it does. Oh, that's right. I need to hold that dirt there for a minute. Keep forgetting about that. Okay, so this can stay there for now. I guess you could use that block as well. In fact, we may just want to do that. Let's do that right now. Because that will save some space here. Although, wait a minute. Can we... Or is this block used for... I'm confused now. Also, can I even get back? I may not be able to get back through there, at least yet. Unless I switch the toggles again. I'm just trying to remember where all these trap buttons connect. I'm pretty sure that one up there connects to the one on the left. Okay. So now let's go back through this way. I think this is right. We'll see. Alright, so... let's go ahead, because I don't think I need... Well, wait a minute. I might need to take the block up through there. Let's wait to do that until we get all the fireballs through. Oh wait, there's this block. Never mind. There goes JB again, making things hard on himself. Okay, so now I should be able to get through. Over here. Oh, I got the skates as well. I forgot about that. Yeah, so now that's there. There is a way more efficient way to do everything I'm doing here. Okay, so let's clone another one. Kind of wish I didn't require all these clones, but that's fine. Okay, the bad news now... I'm gonna just clone another one just to be safe. I can't go back through there. Unless I have like a... Actually, I may not need to even worry about that. So that's the other trap, is that one there. Let's just do that. And then I'll need to get the toggles undone again here. What's controlling that? Something is controlling the toggles. Oh, that. Okay. So now let's do that, get that, and then get that. And we're done. So this level was also made after an escape level title and like structure, where there was like this area that was kind of concealed within some impassable boundaries for blocks and stuff, but you could freely go in and out of it. And I thought that was a really neat idea, so I thought making it with recessed walls would be interesting. It's definitely served as inspiration for a few levels that I've seen from other designers. Like I know Jeffrey made one called like Hairline Fracture, or Haarline Fracture, and then there's been a few others I think as well. And then I've made this recent level that I mentioned too. Alright, blob. So this level is meant to be sort of a riff on Ball from the Windows Entertainment Pack games. Except the actual things you're doing in this really aren't analogous to Ball. Like, I don't really see the similarities other than the fact that these blocks are kind of a bit of a dividing line. Other than that, I feel like walkers might have been the better sort of thing to do a Ball style level with. Like, I could see that being kind of interesting. As such, this is kind of a sort of a precursor in some ways to Corral from Pit of 100 Tiles. I think that's kind of why I really enjoyed that level a lot, is because it reminded me of this one, but in my mind it was better. Like, there was more open-endedness to it. Because in this level, you can push the blocks around and influence where the blobs go. But my issue with this is that you only have so much room. And while that might be kind of nice in some ways, it also introduces more frustration in my book. Like, you could make this such that your goal is to trap the blobs, which is kind of also what the title is encouraging you to do indirectly. But it just gets to be really annoying doing that. I don't know. It's just not really I just don't find it really fun or interesting. And then the entire thing is like super symmetrical, and it ends up being one of those same thing multiple times kind of things. I think this level has more in common with like stuff like BlobNet than most of the stuff out there, and that's not really something that you want to hear about your level. At least I don't think it is. Okay, so let's cross back in here. The other thing that I think makes this a little extraneous nowadays is that we had Blob Field, I think was the name of it, from CCLP4 / the other 100 tiles. And if you want something a little tighter than Corral, I feel like that does a better job of being slightly less procedural in terms of the layout. You know, you got more options, it's a little more open-ended, the room sizes are all different. I think it works really well for what it tries to do. Alright, and then the final room is here. Whoa! Hey! I accidentally clicked on the mouse. Let me put the cursor there. My trackpad just kicked right in there. Alright, let's cordon you off, or corral you off that way. almost had it if it weren't for that silly mouse trackpad issue there. There we go. That is just blob. Alright everybody, we're going to start things off next time with Safari. So until then, thanks so much for watching once again, and I'll catch you next time.